The Adventures of Tom and the Hidden Treasure. Chapter 1. The Mysterious Map. Tom was a 12-year-old boy who loved adventures. He lived in a quiet town near the sea, but he always dreamed of exploring faraway places. One day, while helping his grandfather clean the attic, Tom found an old wooden box covered in dust. Inside the box, he discovered a yellowed piece of paper with strange markings. It was a treasure map. "Grandpa, what is this?" Tom asked, his eyes shining with excitement. His grandfather smiled. "Ah, that map belonged to my great-grandfather. He was a sailor and always talked about a hidden treasure on Skull Island." Tom's heart raced. "Do you think the treasure is still there?" His grandfather laughed. "Who knows? But it would be quite an adventure to find out." That night, Tom couldn't sleep. He kept looking at the map, imagining himself as a brave explorer. He decided he was going to find the treasure. Chapter 2. Setting Sail. The next morning, Tom told his best friends, Jack and Emily, about the map. "Are you serious? A real treasure hunt?" Jack asked. Emily, who loved solving puzzles, studied the map carefully. "Skull Island is 2 days away by boat. We'll need supplies." Tom's uncle owned a small sailboat, and after much convincing, he agreed to take them. "Just be careful," he warned. "The sea can be dangerous." With a backpack full of food, water, and a compass, the three friends set sail. The sea breeze was fresh, and the waves rocked the boat gently. "This is going to be the greatest adventure of our lives," Tom shouted. Chapter 3. The Storm. For the first day, the journey was peaceful. They saw dolphins swimming beside the boat and even caught some fish. But on the second night, the sky turned dark. A huge storm rolled in, bringing strong winds and giant waves. The boat shook violently. "Hold on!" Tom's uncle shouted. Lightning flashed and rain poured down. Suddenly, a giant wave hit the boat, and Tom was thrown into the water. "Tom!" Jack and Emily screamed. Tom struggled against the waves, trying to stay afloat. Just when he thought he couldn't hold on any longer, he felt something solid beneath him, a piece of driftwood. He clung to it tightly, and soon the storm calmed. When the sun rose, Tom found himself on a sandy beach. Chapter 4. Skull Island. Tom looked around. He had washed up on Skull Island. But where were Jack and Emily? He walked along the shore, calling their names. After an hour, he heard voices. "Tom, you're alive!" Jack and Emily ran toward him, relieved. Their boat had also crashed onto the island, but thankfully, they were safe. "Now that we're here, let's find that treasure," Emily said, pointing at the map. The map showed a jungle, a waterfall, and a cave where the treasure was hidden. They began their journey, carefully stepping through the thick jungle. Chapter 5. The Jungle and the Wild Animals. The jungle was hot and full of strange sounds. Birds chirped, and monkeys swung from the trees. Suddenly, Jack stopped. "Look, huge footprints." They followed the prints and saw a sleeping tiger under a tree. Emily whispered, "We have to be quiet." Holding their breath, they slowly walked past the tiger. Just when they thought they were safe, Jack stepped on a dry branch. Crack! The tiger's eyes opened. It growled and stood up. "Run!" Tom shouted. They ran as fast as they could. The tiger chased them, but just in time, they found a narrow cave and squeezed inside. The tiger growled outside for a moment, then walked away. "That was close," Jack said, panting. Chapter 6. The Hidden Cave. Inside the cave, the air was cool. The map showed that the treasure was behind a waterfall. They walked deeper and soon heard the sound of rushing water. Sunlight shone through a gap in the rocks, revealing a beautiful waterfall. "The treasure must be behind there," Tom said. They carefully stepped through the water and found a hidden tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, they saw a large wooden chest covered in gold coins and jewels. "We found it!" Emily cheered. Jack tried to open the chest, but it was locked. Chapter 7. The Final Puzzle. On the chest, there was a metal plate with strange symbols. Emily studied it. "This is a puzzle. We have to move the pieces to form a word." After a few minutes, Tom realized the answer. It spells ocean. He moved the letters into place, and with a loud click, the chest opened. Inside, they found gold coins, sparkling jewels, and a diary. Tom picked up the diary. It belonged to his great-great-grandfather. It told the story of his travels, his adventures, and how he hid the treasure. Chapter 8. Home Again. With the treasure secured, they made their way back to the beach, where they built a signal fire. Soon, a passing ship saw the smoke and rescued them. Back home, Tom's grandfather was amazed. "You really found it?" Tom smiled. "Yes, and I also found our family's history." Instead of keeping the treasure for himself, Tom decided to donate most of it to help the village. His adventure had changed him forever. He knew that life was not just about finding treasure. It was about the journey, the challenges, and the friends who stand by your side. And so, Tom's first adventure ended. But in his heart, he knew many more were waiting for him. The end.